All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you just come onto the show now, we are now live once again every Thursday night on the Ernie Chen Show. Yes, we are. Ladies and gentlemen, if you just come on, please do tag, share, and get everyone to come onto the Ernie Chen Show every Thursday night at 9 o'clock. Yes, we have brought up the show a little bit earlier because a lot of people are telling us that, you know what, we love the show, but we would definitely love to have it right after dinner so that we can prep for the next day, because a lot of people are going to bed a lot earlier these days. So therefore, the Ernie Chen Show Live has been brought forward for half an hour. Now we start the show at 9 o'clock. Every Thursday night at 9 o'clock, the Ernie Chen Show Live goes live, ladies and gentlemen. So please do tag, share, and let everyone know that Ernie Chen Show Live tonight. Once again, as you know, the Ernie Chen Show Live, we bring the movers and the shakers, personalities, celebrities, artists, the people that you want to know that is out there making the moves and shaking the world. So, ladies and gentlemen, tonight I've got a very wonderful and beautiful lady here with me tonight. Yes, of course, if you're Ernie Chen, you only get the best. And today I don't just get the best, I get a beautiful young lady with me today. And you are going to get to know who she is here shortly. So if you do want to be able to enjoy tonight's show, be able to find out a little bit more about this individual that I'm going to be introducing to you here shortly, you want to tag, share, and let more people come onto the show now so that we'll be able to enjoy the show together. So if you just come onto the show here with Ernie Chen, please do tag, share, and let everyone know. Hi, Bong, how are you, Bong, Bong, Bong? Come on and do share and tag, get our friends come onto the show. Tonight we get to learn from another young entrepreneur who is a beautiful young entrepreneur. You see, sometimes people wonder, when I say young, what do I mean? I mean by young at heart, the spirit, and of course, the way they conduct themselves. I met this lady not too long ago, and I just think that she's very grounded and very firm on her own feet of what she wants to do. And that's why I feel you should be getting to know her better and then be able to ask her a few questions over here. Hi, Asrina, how are you? Hello, hello, hello. If you just joined the Ernie Chen Show Live, please do tag and share and let more people know that we are going live right now every single Thursday. You get to learn from the movers and the shakers of the industry as we chat with them. We get to know and learn a little bit from them as to how they got to where they are today. And of course, what are their plans moving forward. So ladies and gentlemen, you've just come onto the show. Tag, share, get all your friends onto the show. We have entrepreneurs, we have artists, we have movers and shakers on the Ernie Chen Show Live, where we get to ask questions and learn from these individuals who are great personalities, and at the same time that we will be able to learn a thing or two from their lives. So ladies and gentlemen, tonight I've got a wonderful lady here with me today. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not just a regular lady. She is a Miss Tourism, yes, international, Miss Cosmo, someone who has won some awards and who is a personality who've acted in many teleseries in Malaysia and abroad as well. And of course, a model and serial entrepreneur business owner. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and welcome my guest for this evening, tonight on the Ernie Chen Show, Miss Carrie Lee CK. Hi, Carrie.
Hi, Ernie. Wow, you're so rounded and the way you speak is amazing. So I'm so happy to be here in this show together with the Sifu Ernie. So hi there, my name is Carrie Lee. So I started my journey of my work since I was 16 years old in the industry. And in a year, just now you mentioned that I was a formal Miss Tourism before. So when I was a formal Miss Tourism, that was the year when I was 17 years old. So
Wow.
And then when I joined the Miss Cosmo role, because sometimes I believe that in life we are not afraid to fail, because once you fail, you from there you stand up and then you move forward. So that's how in the year. When I was 19, I won the international world title of the Miss Cosmo. And when I come back, I use that as to be my business model. So, and the things I've learned in China before, the things I've learned in Hong Kong before, so I bring it to Malaysia and share with the Malaysian people. And when it reached 2009, I penetrated that into in the Southeast Asia. And since 3 years ago, I penetrate that Cosmo brand into the world, which is Miss Cosmo World. So this is the show that I'm running every year. There you go. This is the Cosmo World. So I can't have my own personal magazines for you, Sipo Ernie, but this is for you, as you can tell what has been done for the past few years. And this one is every year annually. I run it in San Majes or in General Marriott or in Palace of the Golden Horses. But I'm running the journey for the past 15 years in the event line. But of course, I've been doing like other jobs like online business. Carrie's collection is meant to have all this, gunshot and whatever things that you like about beauty. So that's why I shared with a lot of people. But in the past, because I was a tomboyish before, and I was very manly, and I was a sportswoman. So when I grew older, so from where I failed and from where I began, which I joined a beauty pageant and I run events and I do beauty products. So that's all about it.
Why, from a tomboy in the past, how did that tomboy become this beauty queen? And how did it turn you around? What happened? Was there something that happened in your life that then you decided, from a tomboy, I want to become a beauty queen?
Yes, it's because in the past that I came from a poor family. I lived in a flat before. So my mom, when I was 5 years old, we changed like from Sungai Besi and back to Kapong. So I stayed in Kapong like after when I turned 5 years old. So because that when I grew up in an environment which is a lot of things that I can't do on my own, I can't have the feeling like the normal ordinary kids that can mix around with their friends, they can go outing, everything I can't do. So when I turned like still a teenager, I know the essential and the importance of earning money. So that's why I become a model, and because as a tomboyish, as if I have my scholarship still in Paris, I think even I reached 31 years old, I still can't finish my timeline to pay back the debts. So that's why when I was like 20 years old, so I make up my mind, I just want to start up a company. But when I turned like when I was a teenager, so people approach me, do you want to be beauty queen? You know why? In the past, I do a lot of work. For example, distribute leaflets on the roadside, and that is the time that they scout me from the roadside. That people give me back the other leaflets where they ask me to go for a casting. So because of the casting, because of I want a good family, I want like I just want to live in a poor environment anymore. So that's why I become a model. So in the past, I don't enjoy as to be a public person. I dare not speak because I'm not good in my English and I'm not good in my Mandarin though, because I came from government school. So I can only speak Cantonese. So imagine that is the time that I'm totally lack of confidence. So whenever things has been built or that I have to speak in a public, then the best thing is that joining a beauty pageant, because everything I gain from there is compliments. So the teachers are there, you tend to represent on my own country to the international final. The air tickets are all fully there. So that's why I penetrate my different career line into beauty pageant in the pageantry industry. That's how I learned all this. Because not to be afraid, I have stage fright. Can you imagine like me right now? I can speak to you like that. But in the past, when the camera comes to me, I say, no, don't come to me at all. So I totally lack of confidence. I'm not the one that you can see right now, because everything it's by training. Everything is by education. So that's why when you have like see for Ernie, when I go to your college apartment, I think it's very good because a lot of the people there are lack of that. Because for us, we are not managed. We don't have the ability or the opportunity to pursue my studies into a different level, because I don't have a education timeline where I go for university. As to be the to pursue your goal in towards like a university graduates, because I left all that. Because for me, directly I joined the beauty pageant, and straightly when I was 20 years old, I started event company. So in Hatamas, that was my first time. So everything is by experience. It's all by like public experience.
So when you join all these beauty pageants, I mean, was there a purpose in joining the beauty pageant? Was it more of wanting the glam, the fame, or did you feel that you were going to be able to create a career out of this beauty pageant as a whole?
Never at all that I think that it can build anything of the career. For me, it's just a free class, because when you have to join, the public speaking class or catwalk, or to teach you how to be dressed up yourself and to do makeup, and that kind of courses. Back in 15 years ago, it was 3,000 plus, 6,000 plus. It was pretty expensive. One day, just 1 day practice. So when I joined the beauty pageant, everything's for free. So that is the thing that I think that for me, we have to learn from time to time. We cannot stop in a way. The things that you think you're not good, but however, if you have the desire to want to learn more, there will be a door for you. So that's why when I distribute leaflets, like only like 40 ringgit per day, I distribute leaflets on the roadside, and people distribute back all these cards for me, ask me to go for casting, and they scout me from the castings from the roadside, that I go for interviews and all that. So I think never did I think that it could build a career, but good enough when I turned 20 years old. So I started a company because of beauty pageant. So never be afraid to accept anything new in our life. You never know until you try. So because after that, you might be open a different door for you in a different career. So that's why I believe in faith.
Well, I think you are very down to it. I think it has a lot to do with you giving out all those flyers and brochures on the street, because that teaches you about being real. You know that it's not easy, but at the end of the day, you still went out to the street being a beautiful young lady that you were, I'm sure. So I wanted to ask you, because a lot of people always understand this. Like even myself, I'm from the entertainment business. They always say in Cantonese, very hak ngam, very dark in the entertainment world. And for someone like you, so beautiful, did you have to sacrifice yourself or to give into producers or directors to then get certain roles to get faster on your track to become an artist?
Wow, that's very, very direct questions. A lot of people perspective or the perceptions is that they have to give up, their body and all that. But unfortunately, not happened to my case, because when I was in Hong Kong, because I have to be okay in Malaysia. In Malaysia, fair enough, we went to Palace before, and then they don't allow any of these. They don't allow any of the shipment to go in. You know what's happening in there. So I was hiding in a toilet. So I think that is a slightly things I would like to mention. But because it's nothing happened anyhow, they just tell you, oh, I'm the chief judge. You have to sing for me, you have to entertain me, then you have to talk to me. But because I was very young by then, I was just 17 years old. Imagine I'm just 17 years of age. I don't know how to respond. I was standing there and I was so blurred, and I'm just hiding in the toilet. So that toilet is full with gold because I'm in the toilet for a certain time. So it always depends, because I think in real life it everyone have a choice. So they have a choice to go for it. They have a choice to system like Batel. So these are the things that they do themselves, but not to me. And then that was when I was 17 years old. So when I turned 20 years later, so I was also in Hong Kong. That's for 15 years contract when I was there. But my company, they don't allow any of us to go to the nightclubs and to go to the public area. That's for drinking session and all that, is not good for the image. So the company that was attached with is perfectly great. And fair enough, I was very naughty. I sneaked out and to go to this nightclub, and I got a warning letter. So it always depends on what kinds of companies and what are the disciplines that they wanted you to be. For me, I'm more towards into martial arts. So my company is a very disciplined company. That's why I signed for 15 years contract. So that's the thing that I've got 2 warning letters, because I sneak out to go to the clubs because I'm playful. But the thing is that they don't allow us to mix around, because every people that you mix around, especially are those who are famous people. So you have to submit. But you have to submit. That's why it depends on the companies. It's fair enough. Like it's true that it really happened in Cantonese, where they call the hak ngam say guy. You don't have to drink, and then you have to sing. You have to entertain this and that. But it's always a choice, because that's your choice if you want to go to it or you doesn't want to go to it. But my choice was why I give it up at the age of at the age of 22 years old. I give it up because I cannot go against nature. I can make up, but because at my company, they ask you to jab here, jab there, jab here, jab there. So you have to change your internal figures. And a lot of things that it's not one, because I have 2 companies in Malaysia back then. So when I was 21 years old, 22 years old. So, and then I have to give it up in Malaysia. So when I reached there, I found out, oh my God, I have a baby at Malaysia. I miss my baby. Now my daughter is already 13 years of age. So I don't feel happy when I'm in Hong Kong. Even you have to fame, even you have the money and everything. But in life, what are you chasing in your life? So for me, I feel like I have things that you so-called glam or famous or whatever. So in Hong Kong back then before. But the thing is that lack of family care. I feel so bad for my daughter. She's 13 years old, because I was a single mother, but I never announced it at first. I was talking about 2006. So that's why I come back. So I think I've gone through it. I have tried. I went to the competition in Wudangshan for sword, and then for Chinese fight. So I think I've done for Hong Kong. I do that for Hong Kong, because I'm representing Hong Kong company. I'm not representing my own company. So I'm so sorry. So that's why I think a lot of things it's not what I wanted for it. So I've tried 1 year in Hong Kong, and then I come back.
So after the Hong Kong experience that you had, I'm sure whatever good or bad, sometimes you win, sometimes you learn, right? And I'm sure you learn a lot. And it built so much confidence in you that from someone who's so shy or being a tomboy, and today is a beauty queen that then has become an entrepreneur. So you're saying that that's not what you want. So what do you want as Carrie Lee right now moving forward?
So in the past, right? So what I only want is just a home. Because everything people ask me, what do you do for life? What do you dream for? What is your occupation? What are things that you want for yourself? You know what I answer? All I want is just a house, a bungalow of 20,000 square feet. So fair enough, like when I turned 20 years of age, so I got our 3 floors terrace. And then this house is also a small bungalow. So I think I fulfill my dream because everything I want a house, but the house, who is the one's gonna stay in your house? So that's why everything I buy, I have it is because of my family members. So they will like this house because for me, this one is considered small because what I want is 20,000 square feet. So my family said, okay, I want to stay here. I only want this house. So I just take it. I just buy this 6 years ago. So I think in my life, whatever things I do, I just want to buy houses. So and then slowly that I start with another. Sorry, I have never mentioned. I have another sports center that is 90 over 1,000 square feet, which is in Puchong. That's called White Fairy Scenario Hut. So that's my sports career because I was a sportsman before, but I never pursued my goal in the sports line, and I didn't go to Bukit Jalil as to be a national team, national player for handballs, and not even in badminton. I gave up badminton when I was young. So that's why I started the badminton and futsal in Puchong. Yeah.
So you have all
So
these different kind of businesses. I mean, as far as you're concerned, I mean, there's no way that someone like you who is so busy to be able to manage all these things. Do you have business partners, or you just hire people who are good enough to run the businesses for you?
I'm very lucky because I have all my family members together. Like
Oh,
example, my sports center, and my dad was in Doha before, so he's into welder engineering works. So I have to climb up 40 feet. It was so high. So a few years ago, I asked him, I said, why don't you just come back? And in Cantonese, I said, so it's very easy. So he takes care of my sports center. That's my father. And then my PA, which is eventually married to my brother, so she handles all my projects, so on. So and then all the event jobs I have, Joe skincare, and so on. So it will be handled by her. And my sister is the one who handle all my accounts. And my brother is one of the founder of Joe Skincare as well. So and then for me, I just focus on towards events and my pageantry. So most of my family members they will help. So that's why I have 14 people in the family. So that's why if you can see my houses, let me show you. You see all of the boxes, right? So these are the boxes. Like my family, see, this is my cousin. So everyone is so kind and they will help out in the family. So everything I do is because of family, and I just want a good life for everyone because that we doesn't want to go through back then. When I was 5 years old, I still remember we live in a flat, and the flat have a lot of people come in. And even though your bras, like your panties or whatever, my mom said, somebody like using that to do different purposes. So my family is kind of terrified to go through that environment. So that's why we all moved out. So because of when we moved out, my mom, we were very little. So my mom was mentioning, okay, I work for the family. So everything you can do it at home. So even now, this mentality, work from home, goes back to the daughter. Even I'm 38, so 35 years old this year. So everything we work from home now. Even the COVID-19, we understand that a lot of the business we can't do anymore. So I have another like online business. So the online business is actually for passion, is for donating for charity purposes. But however, it become my real income right now. So sometimes like in life, you never know until you try. But somehow you think that the business is not blossom, but in different situations and in different COVID-19, we doesn't know it will hit us, right? So suddenly this business become blooming and glowing. So that's how this the things that I use it for to maintain my family life.
Carrie, I like you a lot because you come across as very grounded and very real. You talk about anything and everything because usually beauty queens or individuals who have to present or they have to show themselves in a certain perception for people to create a perception that they are this all perfect. But you come across as just talking about anything and everything. Has this got to do with your history, your background of the tough life that you have to go through, and you see how real things can be, and you just don't care? Is it what that you have become the way you are? Because I like you a lot. You're very much like me from the female version, where I don't care how people think about me. I just say and do whatever the hell I want. I feel that you're like the same way too. Is that because of your past?
I don't know, but for me, everything is not scripted. Everything they ask me, so you prepare this, prepare that, or any of the questions. For me, I said I never wanted to prepare myself because I want it to be real. Because if you mention something from your heart, from your past experience, then nothing can be wrong. So, because it always depends on the viewers or the people where they like you or if they doesn't like you. If it doesn't like you, it's fine. It's okay. Then say hi and bye. If they really like you, why not? So for me, because of the past experience that I've been through, so I can naturally I can bring it out. For me, I don't care much of people they how they look into me, because the most importantly is me, myself, and my family members, how they look into me. Because I think I'm a very responsible person. So a lot of things that they say, oh, ABC you can't do. You know, if you do this project, people will think bad about you. People will talk about you. But if I think that is real and it's a genuine thing, and I think it can help people, I'll just go for it. So I won't listen to any others, because I think I have the wisdom to see things clearly and right. So
Now you're
I'm
talking.
sorry, I like it so much.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole idea. We're supposed to be able to just have conversations and understand people, to get to know people, but not just because of we have to put up a show for people to identify as to how we are like and whether you like me or not. So that's great. Now you work with your family, and you're very lucky, I would say, that you have a very supportive family is in the business and to do things with you. Now, I'm sure also there will be difficulties working with family because you live with them, you work with them. How do you deal with that? Is there like a moment where you have to tell your dad, hey, dad, can you please just do what you have to do and don't bother me so much with all the problems? What kind of challenges do you have working with your family?
Honestly, you're right. Everything happen has to be a reason, and that is the path, the obstacles you have to go through, and why they can work for you, and you can live harmony. Whatever things that you heard, if you think it's negative, okay, just shut the ear. Okay, bye. So you still have your eyes to see, right? So whatever things that you still have another ear. So the things that it comes together with, like conflicts is very common in family, especially family. You have to work in the same place, and then at the same time you have to manage them. How are you gonna do that, right? So for me, if any of the negative things, I always shut it naturally. So and sometimes when they comment it, or the family have some obligations, and when they fight one another, you just say, okay, I thought I just go away. So for me, I sense a very positive, role in the family. So whatever things like example, the business is mine, but they always have conflicts between. Yeah, this is sharing about my family. Okay, sorry, family. Sorry. So when I have like conflicts between, my siblings or my dad, that things you're not supposed to do this, you're not supposed to do that. But for me, even the low say more low, say low, yeah. But always that I'm very, very blessed, because I always have people out there who care for me more than I do. For me, it's like in Canada, they say, "Thiên nội tông bay come." Like halfway through when I have to do these sports center and all that, there's a lots of obstacles. The gangster fight about my land, and then somebody robbed my stuff, and then they come and lie and cheat or whatever things. My dad is a very much simpler person, so he's easily like listen to others when they come over and acted like the bomba or whatever police they have to be, and cheated my dad's money, which is my money. So for me, that you don't take things too seriously, because if you can sort things out, so that's considered good. So why you wanted to be sad for, or why you want to be like keep going, ask for more. So for me, if things can be settled, is the best. 最好就係冇問題嘅. So, but in real life, I think we have to stand positive. Everything happens for a reason. We don't blame one another. Anything to do, we always blame ourselves, because you are the one who allowed that to be happen. So that's why I always stand in a very positive role. So when you wanted to fight, okay, bye bye, I go. Example, when the government wanted to have my land, they wanted to, my land. I've been built for the. Sorry, I just have to say it very directly. My land is belongs to the Persatuan Orang Cacat Cina Malaysia. When the both party quarrel among A group and B group, government said, look, we don't care who is a third party who own this land. They wanted to grab it, and they wanted to kembali ke asal. Means that, oh my God, the money I have been invested in this land, and I think initially it's for charity purposes, everything goes to drain. And then things happen, so I help them out without single cent, and I raise funds for them, zero. I use my whole team for them. Whenever, the government has shut the accounts, and then I have to do everything for them. So suddenly, this government wanted to combine my sports center kepada asal, means that I have to demolish the whole thing, where I cannot accept. For me, it's like, okay, that's fine. I go to Taiwan, I have fun, and I come back. So that's why I say I am a very, very positive person. Di mana ada kemahuan, di situ ada jalan. So that's why I say there's no point for you to be sad for. So you just look for the authority, the right person, and then maybe one day if they want to take it, just take it, because I believe that God will always have a different door for me. So I've been trying to be very positive about my life, because I am a Cantonese, so I always believe in karma, in good karma, and I believe that if things have to be shut on this door, there definitely will be open a different door for me. So for me, just trying to be positive.
I think it's
Until
fantastic. I think it's
now,
fantastic.
the nation hasn't
Some
been.
of our audience over here are appreciating your authenticity and your good positive energy as well. Esther over here mentioned, love your energy, love your authenticity. And also another viewer over here, Zach, say that he met you about a year ago during an event, spoke to you, and hoping that you will remember him. Zach Sim over here. So quite a lot of different individuals here appreciates your kind of positive energy over here. Cheryl Lim here also say that love your positive energy. So a lot of different individuals perhaps have met you along the way. You see, one thing is very important is that you can only be acting your life out on stage, but people who meet you along your life, who knows who you truly are, and they appreciate you. So I think you're right in many, many ways. As if I'm able to just look into your pachi, feng shui pachi, you're probably a big fire because you're so bright with like sunshine and positivity, and you believe that whenever a door closes, there is another door that opens. And I'm exactly like that. So I believe in making things happen for whatever challenges is put ahead of us. It doesn't matter what, we go ahead and make it happen and make it better. And that's how we live a better life. So I greatly appreciate, the way that you are actually sharing your past challenges and difficulties, and also where you are today. Now, I do want to ask, do you find yourself working too hard all the time and trying very hard to provide for everybody? Or you feel that you need to do this because that's what keeps you alive and really wanting to live the life that you're living?
I think most importantly because that I enjoy my life. Because I know that when you have houses and all that, there's a responsibility for you to your family members and to things you have bought. So and I think that I actually sometimes I work until it's very bad for health, I know. Until 5 a.m. Yesterday until 5, the day before until 9 a.m. because I still do live at 7 in the morning. Because I just want to tell, like, if you use these products and how you're going to maintain the skin still, because I always sleep at late night. And the thing is that I still wake up in the morning, like 11 and 12. So that's why if it's 24 hours no sleep, how would it look like? So I always wanted to see things in there because when you have passion into it, so apparently you can do it better. Like yesterday, I sleep at 5 a.m. in the morning, and then I wake up at 11ish at 12. So that's why how to maintain a good health and how to maintain a skin. So that's why I always do this kind of things because I think at the end of the day, you still have to like what you're doing. There's a passion in you. So I don't feel it's hard because that is a choice to be made in your life. If you've chosen this, you have to enjoy it. At the same time, because of this COVID-19, I never had an agent before in my life. So it means all of the projects I handle my own of all my companies. And recently of this Joe Skincare because of COVID-19, we can't go out and all of my businesses has to stop. And that's how I start with this Joe Skincare. I have like
more than 100. Can I take a look at the products that you are using? The products that you are actually, this one, okay. What does it do?
Yeah, it's called Joe Skincare. So, and then at the same time, you can you can build the relationship. At the same time, it can help a lot of ladies out there or the men out there to generate income. So whatever things I do, it has to be tagged on with the charity purposes and all that. Because I believe that if you can help one person in good karma, so that if you can help this person to grow, and eventually your bank account also will grow yourself. If you always help people in a different way, and eventually you also become good looking. Because that's why I always believe in a very, very tiny stuff. I don't know, understand where if or not, but it's just a belief. So if I help you to become beautiful, so I also want to become beautiful myself. If I can help you to generate income and I also become rich in a certain way. So that's why I always believe in helping people. So that's always in my life. And I think I won't be like thinking it's actually very hard for me to do for my career because it's a choice to be made. If you have chosen this life and you feel happy, just go for it. If you think that the things you're doing is not happy, I would suggest you to stop it and take a deep breath and look into your life and what other things you want to achieve in future. So I think being stopping or ending of certain things is not it's a bad thing, but it's a stepping stone for you to move forward. So sometimes I always have these funny thoughts. I don't know whether it's right or wrong, but it's only I just have to stop. So I just want to share with people.
Yeah. Now, Carrie, if you were to tell the little Carrie 20 years ago backwards, 20 years ago, what would be the lesson that you have learned along this journey that you would tell yourself 20 years ago? If I can do this again, how would you actually live your life again? Would it be something different or would it be exactly the same of how you've actually lived your life?
I think never be afraid to try things out there because you never know until you try. This is something that I always mention because I never thought myself can be a beauty queen because if you see me in real, so in Cantonese, so I'm very direct. How am I gonna be an entertainer and how am I gonna be an artist if you're so direct and so straight, right? So that's very funny. And how am I gonna be a beauty queen as you're a sportswoman? And my thighs are big, last time my boobs are flat, how am I gonna be a beauty queen like that, right? So that's why in life, never underestimate anyone in our life, including ourselves, and never be afraid to try something new because you never know until you try. So that's how my entire life that has been through. There's a lot of people that were mentioned later, Carrie. So I think that you just have to move forward. Don't underestimate yourself and try until you can. Even if you fail one time, it's okay to fail. This is life. Life is like this. It's obstacles that a lot of things that you have made, a lot of the things that you have been done before. So anyhow, if you fail, you just have to step up and work again. So it's just this is something in my life that I think everyone should try. If you have this, if you don't try, you will regret, right? So we leave no regrets in our life. Just try it until you can do it. If you have the faith in you, and if you're very hardworking, I'm sure you can do it. So that's why.
Wow. Do you think that your beauty and the way your outlook actually has a plus point for you? Because a lot of people say, Carrie, you're beautiful. So when you speak to people will tend to agree with you or give you the jobs or the projects compared to someone who will not be looking as good. Do you think you have a plus point over there over others?
It depends how you evaluate into things. When I was 20 years old, it's very good to have a good look. But if you want to get a big job, they don't trust in you. Because then when I was in an event line, if you want to do a project like 2,000 or 10,000, 20,000, it's easier. If you want to have like 6 figures or 7 figures project, they will underestimate you because you're too young for that, because they thought that your look is a was. So that's why I say never be afraid to try until you can, because people can be underestimating you, but you yourself have to step up and to show people how good you are. So that's why sometimes it could be a compliment that they wanted to see you for the very first time. It has happened to me in my real life, it's a listed company. They asked me to present. So they say, I just want to have a look. How is their genuine Lacy K looks like? They just asked me to be there. But when I present to them, I got 2 years of the contract. So sometimes it could be a plus point because they wanted to see you at the first place. But the second thought is that people think that you are a was, that you might not be able and capable enough to handle those projects. But it's always on you that you have to show them how good you are. So that's why there's a consequences in life. It can be mentioned that it can be a good thing, it can be a bad thing. So it depends on you. But for me, I appreciate the God's creations. That's why I think, I thank you for that, and thanks to my mom and dad.
We've come to the last segment very quickly. 30 minutes have just passed by. The last segment is your advice for all these young entrepreneurs or even struggling entrepreneurs right now, because a lot of us here are all going through the MCO, RMCO, CMCO. We are just trying to get out of this current situation in COVID-19, coronavirus. That have been very, very challenging, very tough, So a lot of people are just struggling out there, whether they're starting a new business or whether they're thinking about whether they should continue with their business. What are some of the words of advice or encouragement that you have for these people out there doing their business, or perhaps may even lose their jobs? What would you be telling them?
I think for entrepreneur side, as to be all the bosses out there, never be afraid to try something new and move forward to different directions, because that when these things doesn't work out, for my events doesn't work out, and sports centers in the past that it has been closed and all that. If this A, B, C, D, and D doesn't work out, so you have to find the E solutions. So that's why you have to keep trying, and this is always depends on individuals, but because that I don't mind to keep trying and I don't mind to learn in future. So that's why I started with another different perspective and another different field, but I think it's also blossomed right now. So when it comes for those that they are going for as an employer, so I think if you, as mentioned, I'm a very positive person. If it doesn't work out in the business that you're currently working for, and they might fire you that you don't have this job anymore, create something on your own. Be an online business. Be something that you share with others. Because the moment when you share with others, that people look into it, the third person, fourth person, fifth person. So that's also another business that you can work from home. Because for me in real life, you have a lot of obstacles in your life, but how are you gonna go through it? So this is something, it's a choice of ourselves and how you want your life to be. So, and all of these workers out there, if you fail on something, as I mentioned, don't be afraid. You can always do the second thing. Even if you're an engineer before and you become a Grab car, I don't think it's a very hard thing. It's a sad thing to mention, because it happens in our life. I met up so many of the grad clubs out there. They are all engineers. Their figures is all five incomes, or five figures income. So they become, but they would talk about, they share about their lives and all that. Everything happened for a reason. We don't blame anyone, but we just move forward for what we're supposed to do, and try more opportunities in different fields. Who knows, that might be, online business is good for you. It may be other businesses is good for you. So never be afraid to try something that you have in your mind. Yeah.
Great advice out there, for all the young ones out there and all those struggling out there. I'm curious, just before I end the show over here, Carrie, you mentioned just now you're 35, is that correct?
Yeah, 35.
Yeah, I'm 47, so I think you're one cycle younger than I am. So, 我係屬牛. Are you also an ox as well?
Yes, I am.
There you go. There you
I'm
go.
a cow.
There you go. That's why, you're a cow, you're ox, you're definitely someone who's very hardworking and you bulldoze across every single thing. And that's what we are, we are just hardworking individuals, just do whatever it takes to just bulldoze whatever. And I can sense the kind of energy from you as well. So great work, great job. I look forward to your continued success. I look forward to work with you closely in all the near future projects that we potentially will work together on. Thank you so much. You're beautiful as usual. Amazing, authentic, great energy. And a lot of people here just greatly appreciate you. They're sending you a lot of love over here. Some people say you're awesome, babe. Awesome. A lot of heart shapes over here. And they greatly appreciate your sharing for the last 35 minutes. So thank you very much, Carrie, for coming on to the Ernie Chen Show. We look forward to you achieving greater successes for whatever you choose to do. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching the Ernie Chen Show once again. You have been watching Miss Tourism International, Carrie Lee International, superstar artist, and I don't most important of all, I greatly appreciate your authenticity, your personality, and your kindness. Thank you very much, Carrie, for coming on to the Ernie Chen Show. I'll see you again.
Thank you very much, all of you.
Thank you, and I'll see you then, Carrie.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. See you. Take care.
Take care.
Bye. Thank you, all of you.